Hey there, Alex Kidman here, and just ahead of Galaxy Unpacked, I had the opportunity for a little brief hands-on time with the new Galaxy Z Fold6 and Z Flip6. And this really was brief hands-on time, very much the standard way these things get done, more of a photo op than a real chance to test them out extensively, but also an opportunity, I suppose, for me to have a little hands-on time, just see what they're like physically at the very least. Full reviews will, of course, come in due course. Here, of course, I'm looking at the Z Fold6, and I make no secret of the fact that I'm more of a fold than a flip guy. And while I like what Samsung's done here, it's lighter, it's got a very elegant kind of side style there, which has a very businessy feel to me, which I quite appreciate. It also feels that this is the area where they've perhaps least innovated. There's just not that much competition in the fold space, and I think that's a pity. I'd like to see far more phones that start off smaller and get much bigger in the way that this does, as opposed to the flip, where you're really more about that kind of compactness from your regular phone. So let's flip over to the flip. And look here, while some of the changes are subtle colours around the accents for the cameras, a kind of floating effect once it's closed, which doesn't look too bad. Samsung's clearly got more competition here. Motorola's the most obvious one, but Oppo has plays and there's a few other players with foldables in this flip-style format. They've also boosted up the cameras on this, which I appreciate, and I did get to have a chance to have a play with one camera feature, which is right towards the end of the video, so please do still keep watching. Nice enough looking device, although one with a lot of price competition in its space. There are a lot of people who do really, really love the Z Flip, though, and I can kind of see why. It is a nice device, and I'm looking forward to testing it out more fully in due course. Just to jump back to the Fold for a second, both the Fold and the Flip are running on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 for Galaxy, and I did query with Samsung about this for Galaxy change and what it actually means in terms of performance, because let's face it, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is not a new processor per se. It's this year's flagship, of course, but it's not new. It's not exclusive to Samsung anymore, although they did, of course, bring it to market first. And the answers I got were not terribly satisfactory. I'm not 100% convinced that there's such a huge difference in optimization, but I suppose I will have to wait and see till I can actually fully put them to the test to really find out how true that is. We also get new Galaxy watches. I do like Samsung's wearables. I think they do well here, although I am personally a bit bummed that we are in one of those years where there's no actual true rotating bezel, so the standard Galaxy Watch 7 just looks like so. And then here it is next to the new Galaxy Watch Ultra, a watch I would have liked to see a physical rotating bezel on, but it was not to be. Interesting watch, the Ultra. I'm looking forward to testing that one out. Lots of sports features on that, of course, and increased durability at a somewhat higher price. I wonder where they came up with the Ultra name from. We may never know. We also got new Galaxy Buds, the Galaxy Buds 3 and the Galaxy Buds 3 Pro. Some pretty snazzy looking cases here, and actually they're pretty snazzy looking buds as well. Now, I did not go ears on with these, mainly because these ones had been in, well, other people's ears. Ew! No, not going to do that. I will wait until I can actually test a fresh out-of-the-box pair only, because ear infections are nothing to mess with, let me tell you. But they are, look, they're nicely spec'd out devices. I do get the feeling that Samsung's audio plays, while good, really do play to the Samsung faithful. They make the most sense if you're in that Samsung ecosystem, and maybe a bit less besides. I do think this idea, by the way, just here, of having the clear top on the case is just genius. I don't know. It's one of those ideas I don't know why other people haven't thought of it before, because it looks really good. I really, really like that approach. That's a really clever little bit of physical design. Not so sure how I feel about the fin sticking out nature of these ones, though. I guess that'll be an adjustable taste thing. Now, performance was not something that I could particularly test here, although there were demos of some of the Galaxy AI features, so on-device translation, which looks very neat, probably prone to the same AI translation errors that we see with lots of other devices. But again, I need to test that more fully to really properly get that as a proper picture. But there was one AI-led feature that I could test on the Galaxy Flip, so let's jump over to that. And that's Portrait Studio, a silly AI-led effort that lets you take a selfie and then reimagine it in a few different art styles via AI. So just getting a demo of it here. I'm the one filming. Sorry about the slightly wobbly camera work, but I'm also in shot. So, for example, if I thought, well, you know what? I've never been in a Pixar film. What would I look like were I rendered in that kind of cartoon 3D style? Well, very shortly, we're going to see exactly what that might look like. And there we go. And that is, well, frankly, that's terrifying. That's genuinely terrifying. I very much look as though I'm the villain in that movie, let's face it. You can always, of course, generate additional portraits, but you can also apply different styles. So what if, for example, I decided I wanted to be a watercolor? Well, then same shot, same process. It does have to render this each time, so it's not a super fast process. But spoiler, I did like these photos a little bit. Well, they're not photos, but I did like these images a little bit more than the 3D cartoon ones. And there we go. Okay, so admittedly, that first one, no, not so much. That second one, well, if I was wearing a beret. I've never been a redhead like that, so it's really imagining some stuff. But the very last one there, I actually don't mind it. There's something kind of artistic about it. I think I quite like that. I could adopt that as an official portrait, I think. Anyway, that's my take, quick as it has been, on the new Galaxy devices. I'm looking forward to actually fully testing them out, so stay tuned for my full reviews, and thanks for watching all the way to the end.